Hello, everybody. I found a very educational study today. This position could easily be found in a natural chess game, I think. It looks very natural indeed, to me anyway. And it's a position where white is a pawn down. We have two against three, but we are still winning. But we have to play very exact and we have to think about really the plan and everything to the end before we can win this. So, well, the position of the pawns is pretty obvious. We are going this direction. So now you can pause the video, analyze this to the full variation, and see if you can find out how white wins in the end. And if you don't manage, there will be more chances to pause later on. Okay, go ahead. And welcome back. So let's just first look at a move that seems pretty natural. King c6, attacking the pawn here on c7, with the plan, of course, that if black moves his king here, then we can start running our pawn. But this is not good enough because black is not really afraid of us taking this. He can just move his king, he can move it to f7, start running towards this pawn here. If we take this, well, then he's going to start running his d pawn, and it's going to end up like this. You see what happens? We're going to promote both of us. And yes, we are a pawn up, but it doesn't really matter. Black will have perpetual checks here. This is a dead draw. There's no way we can win this as white with this extra pawn, which is it's too far away to promote. And the king is out in the open. So it's no point at all to start with king c6. It doesn't give us anything. Okay, so what if we start running our h-pawn? Well, that's not good either. Black will just go towards the pawn, as we looked at before. He's not afraid of us attacking his pawns here. And now our king is blocked. We cannot really come closer. And we have to come down here to really just defend our pawn. And this is not happening anything. Black will just go back and forward here on the h file, as we cannot run towards towards these pawns with our king, and we cannot protect this one either if we are running. So this is also a very easy draw. So the correct starting move is when you see it, it's pretty obvious. We of course have to block this king out. We don't want him running up here and attacking our h-pawn. We want to block him out. And while we do this, there's a bit of a zugzwang here also. As you see, he cannot move the pawn. We just take it, and then it would be easy to attack here and around this. It's an easy win. So black cannot just sacrifice this pawn, and he cannot move this pawn either. We will simply take it, and even if he's coming towards here with the king, we grab the next one, and this is pretty obviously winning for white as well. So after we go here, black is just forced to move the king, and he only has two choices. So the let me start with the obvious move. As we have seen, there's no point in defending this pawn. There's no need for it. So black's natural response would be to come here and try to really attack our pawn. And let's see what happens. Well, it's the same again. If we allow him up here and stop this pawn, we cannot attack here still. So our next move would be to follow him to f6 and really try to block him out. And now we're setting up our little plan. Black will continue to g8. We can look at other moves later if he goes back. With the same idea, he wants to go up here, and we want to block him again. And now he will go to h8. And now is the plan. Now he cannot leave the 8th rank, which is good, but we still cannot move our king towards here, so we have to set up a plan. And if you haven't found the winning variation yet, now here's another chance for you to pause the video and take a look at it again from this position. Go ahead. Okay, here we go. Well, there's no point in moving king to h6. Black will come back. We will have to come back, etc., etc. Now we have to start moving our pawn. But here is the little trap. If we play h5, h4, we are not winning. We have to play h3. And this is brilliant. Let me show you why. If we play h4, the king comes back, and black is just trying to defend against his pawn. And when we check, he goes into h8. Now we reached Zugzwang because the king cannot move anymore. He has to move any pawns. But it's our turn now. We cannot move away. Then our pawn will be taken. So we have to put our king on h6. And what happens then? Well, then black will start moving his d pawn. And we are forced to come back to attack it, to save it from promoting. Black will grab our pawn, and this will happen. He can also push his pawn or use his king, doesn't really matter. And we come here, and he ends up in d8, and this is actually saving the pawn, and it's also winning for black. So this is just a disaster. Here we should have instead gone back and just tried to keep the opposition and settle for a draw. If we try to attack here, we will get into a zugzwang where we will eventually lose this pawn also and lose the game. So this is really, really a big mistake. So let's go back a little bit. Okay, we were in this position, and now I will show you why we have to play h3 instead of h4. Because if we look at the same variation here, now we have given away a tempo which we didn't want, and this will happen. Our king is still on g6, not on h6, and now it's black's turn, and now he has to start pushing his pawn. This is obviously losing directly. It will come down and promote, and we have a checkmate. So the pawn will go to d5. Now we back off, and we are one step closer, which is crucial enough for us to win this. Black's king is too far away, and he cannot stop us grabbing here and grabbing this, and he cannot stop the next pawn either, because now it's just going to promote, and we're going to win this. So it's very, very important that we start with h3 instead of h4. And the same goes, now we looked at it goes to g8. What if it goes back? Well, it's the same here. It's going to be the same position. Instead of going back and forth here, it will be the same. We always have to start with h3, not h4, for the same thing to happen. Even it comes here, now we can't push the pawn. First we have to go to g6, etc. And the same position will arise. Now obviously it cannot come here, then cannot stop the pawn. So it comes here. So it's important that we reach h7 while black king is on h8, and then he will just lose because he will have to start pushing his pawns and he will lose them. And the same goes really in the first move. After we start with king e6, if the king comes to d8 instead of f8, it's all the same. We just push the pawn to h3 instead of h4 to give away that tempo that we're going to need 5-6 moves later on, and we're going to win because of losing this tempo intentionally. All right, that's this little study, and I think it's really, really beautiful. First finding that we have to block the king out and end up on g6, and then start with h3 instead of h4 to get the right tempo and win in the end. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.